Then I'm recording.
Alright, most of us here don't fully understand the struggles someone with dementia handles in their everyday life. One of the main factors being communication. What you will learn today will help you understand what roles you should take when communicating with a person who has dementia. Because communicating with a person who has dementia can be difficult, it's important to know how your role can change the life and attitudes for people with dementia. After explaining what dementia is, how to speak, what to say, and how to listen to somebody that is diagnosed with dementia, you will understand how to effectively communicate with people who are affected by dementia. So the first thing I'm going to talk about is what is dementia. Dementia is a disease that has a variety of specific medical conditions. For example, dementia can be branched off into other conditions like Alzheimer's. Dementia decreases cognitive abilities in a person that makes it hard for them to do activities of daily living. Dementia mainly affects older people but is not a normal part of aging. The symptoms of dementia will start when the nerve cells in the brain stop working. The nerve cells lose connection with other cells and they'll eventually die. The most common symptom of dementia is memory loss, but other problems include speaking, writing, communicating, judgment, and mood. This is a small list of what happens to a person when they have dementia. Dementia can affect every part of someone's life and make it extremely difficult to do everything. And when I mean everything, I mean everything. So, I have a little demonstration to do with Patty. So she's going to put on some things that are going to mess up her cognitive abilities to do everyday things. Okay, you can have a seat. I'm going to put these headphones in. They're going to distract you because people with dementia sometimes can say they hear things or like a constant buzzing in their ears. So let me see if it's working first. Okay, make sure they're really in there. And then this, you can see through this hat pretty well. Actually, it's just kind of foggy. So take off your glasses. Put this on. And this is just for like muscle movement. I guess. And then these gloves are hard to move your hands in, so. Can you hear me?
Barely.
Okay. I'm gonna have you do something, okay? I'm gonna have you put your hair in a ponytail. Yep. So you can see she's struggling a lot with this. She might not be able to get it either. Oh, you did it! She did it. Turn around, Mom.
It's not very good.
Okay, you could take it off now. It was just an example of how someone with dementia
It's really.
can live in their everyday life.
Whew. No thanks.
Okay. So this is what it could be like for someone who has dementia every day, and you can only imagine the communication struggles that they have as well. It was hard to
Yes,
talk.
very hard.
Yeah. Next, I'm going to say what to say to someone and how to speak to someone. When you speak to someone, you should be calm and clear. You want to speak at a slower pace and allow for pauses between your sentences, and this will help the person process what you're saying and give them time to think of a response. If you speak sharply or raise your voice, the person might become agitated and think that you're trying to yell at them. Something that you want to avoid when communicating is asking a lot of questions and asking complicated questions. A person with dementia might be agitated in themselves because they cannot find the answers to your questions. Something else that you want to try to avoid is talking to the person as if they weren't there or talking to them like they are a child. You want to always have respect for them and make them feel like they are included. This gives them a sense of their identity and helps them feel like they are valued. Another thing to avoid is talking with a lot of distractions or sounds. Chances are it will be very difficult for them to hear and concentrate on what you are saying, which can make them feel frustrated. Something that you want to be aware of before speaking with someone is to have a lot of patience and be mindful that they might not fully understand what you are trying to say. Before starting a conversation, you want to also make sure that all their needs are met, otherwise they will not be focusing on what you are saying to them. You should always say things that have a focus on one idea or one question at a time, and give them enough time to process your question. Chances are they want to answer your question and have a conversation with you, but if you don't have the patience for them, it won't work. If they are answering you, but what they're saying doesn't make sense, try to look for meaning behind what they're saying. Maybe the sentence that you don't understand could make perfect sense to them. If you're still not understanding the person, you can also try to rephrase your sentence instead of repeating it. All right. So I'm going to talk about listening now, which is the last and probably the most important, I think, in the communicating. When listening is most important, the most important thing to do is pay attention. If you pay attention, you can try to locate clues that are in what they're saying. You should always pay attention to their emotions. Let them express how they feel. If they're sad or angry, let them fume out their frustrations and be an ear that they can talk to. Another thing is body language, which is listening with your eyes. It's the most important type of listening because it can show you the emotions of a person just by simply looking at them. Body language is the main way to communicate with someone who cannot speak or express themselves. Body language is also used as physical contact, like holding a hand to provide reassurance. This is only right if the setting is appropriate, though. You could agitate them if you touch them without them consenting to it or whatever. After listening to my speech, I hope that you get a sense of how to communicate effectively, but understanding what dementia is, what to say, and how to speak to someone who has dementia. With knowing some of these things, you can better prepare yourself for future conversations with a loved one or someone you are involved with. If you don't have someone in your life that has dementia, I hope that you take some of this information with you, because dementia affects around 50 million people worldwide, and you never know what the future could bring.
Thank you.